Hello, and welcome to a vlog. Yes, I have tried again to do a vlog. This vlog contains today's Thursday night until Sunday morning, which is the week prior to Halloween, and I was reading Imaginary Friend. Actually, I was finishing this one. Then I read Heartstopper, the 4th volume, and I started to turn off the key. I will start out with reviewing Imaginary Friend. Although I haven't finished it in the first clip, I will by the second day, and I had only like 100 pages left. My mind was pretty much set on what I wanted to say, and now even a week after, my opinion of this hasn't changed, and what I said in the first clip, even though I hadn't finished the book then, is still what I would say now. So that's why I'm choosing to put it in the vlog as a review for Imaginary Friend. So this vlog is also gonna abruptly end on Sunday. I wanted to initially film on Monday as well, but I kind of got invited to a Halloween party in the last minute, and let's just say I was in no condition to film on Monday. So this vlog will end with short remarks on the turn of the key and what I thought about it in the end from me, the present me. So yeah, for now I'm just gonna start with Thursday night. It's too hot. I was reading Imaginary Friend by Chbosky. I have some heated thoughts, so let's try and get them out of my mind. I have notes. Okay, let's start the beginning of this review, let's say, with something mild, with the plot. I'm gonna read the synopsis.
Christopher Reese has been through a lot by the age of 7. He will go through much more before he turns 8. All his mother, Kate Reese, ever wanted to do is protect him. She will have to do that more than she ever imagined. Their new home, the town of Mill Grove, Pennsylvania, is sleepy, ordinary, and isolated. In other words, perfect for what is about to happen.
We've established, even the book doesn't really tell us a lot about this. Let's just leave it at that. It's really hard to describe this book. So the first thing that I wrote in my notes was horror, the genre. This book was actually starting off with very good atmosphere. I had a couple of moments where I just had goosebumps, I felt uneasy, and that's generally what I want from a horror book. Unfortunately, there are only a handful of horror elements used in this, and they are repeated to death. The second point on my list is that it is weird. Specifically, like the religious aspects of the story. I don't want you to believe that because this features the topic of religion in this book, I don't like it. I feel like it actually can be a really good plot device. Right now, from the top of my head, can think of 2 amazing movies who use religion in their stories, and that is like Mother and Hereditary. This is a good example of how not to stitch it into the story. It's not complementing the things that are going on. It's rather confusing and contradictory in itself. And my final point on my list is the pacing. The pacing of the book is odd. This amount of pages, which is about 380 pages, this is 3 months. And this, which is 450 pages, as far as I know, is about 1 day. At the point where you usually expect a story to pick up the pace, it actually slowed down. Can you imagine that there are a lot of things just redundantly told? With a book of that length, you want to keep the reader interested. I do understand now the ratings on Goodreads. Right now, at the moment where I am at, there are a lot of things happening, a lot of impact happening on the real world. And I want this book to go through with it. I don't want this book to like do blue balls. And if it is, I'm so mad. But because I want to leave this video in highest spirits, I'm sorry Charlie, but you need to move. I want to tell you what I got today. So I went to my Japanese class, and because you know that a Japanese language course is the mass meeting points for the weeps of the town, you also know, probably will have guessed, that I found myself another weep friend. And like, we get along perfectly. The first day that I met him, he was like, he's reading Monster at the moment. And we're like, no shit, you're reading Monster. Monster is probably the #1 manga on my TBR right now. So, he borrowed the first part to me last week, and this week he brought me the second part. How about that? And it is exciting. It's a really exciting story. It's talking about who deserves to live and who deserves to die, like very philosophical questions, while still having like interesting characters, like a quirky detective and stuff like that, which I really appreciate, and like a thrilling plot. And so I feel like this could be interesting to a broad audience, is what I'm trying to say. And then he gave me Tokyo Ghoul, the 5th volume, which is too little. I need more copies. It's about ghouls living in a city and a boy, not a girl, boy getting bit by a ghoul, turning into a ghoul himself. No, he's not getting bit. He's getting parts of a ghoul translated to himself. So that's why he's like partly ghoul, partly human. And now I can continue with that. I hope that he will give me the 6th volume next week. Oh my god. And then he also gave me the 1st volume of Chainsaw Man. I have really only heard about this manga and the upcoming anime adaptation in a periphery kind of way. I don't know like anything other than that there's like a plushie. So that's about it with the book talk. I'm gonna try and read Imaginary Friend now. I'm gonna try and finish it. It's gonna be hard, I think, because right now it's really like I'm really pushing. Morning, everybody. So I'm still reading Imaginary Friend, and yesterday, to my disliking, I discovered that this book doesn't have 830 pages, it has 850. And these 20 extra pages feel like such a heavy weight. I don't want to read them. I feel so demotivated to read these 20 pages. I'm not even there yet, but I still don't want to read them. So I've decided yesterday that regardless of however this is gonna turn out, I'm gonna give this a 1 star, because it feels like a waste of time. Why am I reading this? There's no purpose to the things that happen. There's nothing behind it. And why is this happening in the first place? It's so weird. I still can't find another word for it than weird. And time waste. That it is, like, as well, for sure. What the hell? What is the purpose of any action? Where are we heading? What is the goal? There is no goal. I mean, yeah, of course, save the world, stuff like that. But we didn't need, like, how did this start in the first place? Like, there was nothing. I don't know where it is going right now. I don't know, like, okay, hear me out. I don't know what we're trying to accomplish right now. And that's how I felt like for the majority of the pages that I read. I cannot look forward to something getting solved if I don't even know what the thing is we're trying to, like, do here. And as I said, I kind of know that it's defeating evil. But how do we try to do that? What is the plan? I'm just babbling. And I'm getting angry. But this book makes me angry. I hate nothing more than a book that wastes my time. And this is such a huge waste of time. This is probably the harshest thing that I can say about a book, I think. Because, listen, this is the second book that's gonna be a 1 star this month. But still, I had more fun with Hidden Bodies than with this. At least Hidden Bodies was ridiculous, okay? At least You was entertaining in a way that I was like, what the fuck is this idiot doing right now? And I was laughing my ass off, okay? This is just frustrating. Okay, I'm gonna finish this. I finished it. And I'm really, really sad right now. I'm frustrated, okay? I don't know why, but for some reason I just clung to my last hope of this at least ending in a way that kind of resembles a payoff. Like, at least something that was worth reading this. Like, I feel defeated. There's no joy left inside of me. This is the most deserved 1 star I feel like that I've given in a long time. Like, I don't want to argue with people over why this is a 1 star. There's no way that anyone who read this thinks otherwise. I will not accept anything above a 1 star. Or a 2 star. Let's be generous. But everything above that, I don't see your point. I will not, no argument. This is a bad book. The way that I feel right now, I feel like my soul, my life, has been sucked out of me. What did I read this for? Guess what? Mr. Chbosky backed out of everything he wrote. No impact. Nothing. I mean, I guess there is some impact. I guess there's some things that have changed now. But basically, a bunch of people should be dead, and they're jumping around being happy. So although I don't feel in the mood of reading anything right now, I still want to. And I have like my TBR, my fall TBR still. So I want to read Heartstopper by the end of November and The Turn of the Key. And I feel like because Halloween is coming up, I should read horror and I should read thrillers. But right now, I'm so disappointed in the genre. So hopefully this will bring me back to good spirits, and then I can continue with The Turn of the Key. See you in a bit. Oh shit, I'm cut off. This angle needs to suffice because I have to go in about 5 minutes. I'm gonna try and take you with me, but I am not sure. I'm not sure how much I will film because I'm very timid when it comes to filming in public, and I have to, like, for the main part, go to revision for parade. Anyways, I'm gonna try and explain it better in the future. So this parade that I am participating in is actually an event that celebrates the 75th anniversary of Philippines and Austrian friendship. And for that reason, because a friend of mine needed some support to represent her group, she asked me whether I was willing to also participate and learn some dances with her. We learned and performed the unity dance, which is a kind of flash mob that everybody just knew the steps for. And then we also performed a dance which is specifically from the tribe that my friend is from. If you're interested in that video, my friend also has a YouTube channel, and I will link that channel down below. She's posted it. If you're like in any form interested in any other longer versions, I will link everything that I took, the images and the videos from, down below in the info box. So back to me talking. I have now started Heartstopper Volume 4. I am somewhere in the middle. This is something that is like really quickly readable. And my spirits have been lifted. I feel so happy. How can people be so supportive in a story? Oh my god, thank you so much, Oseman, for a story in which characters are not tearing each other down when they're in love. Love to see it. There's a talk about mental health issues and how to go about them, like when you notice that someone in your environment has mental health problems. I mean, it really depends on the person, but there's really good advice in here, and generally, like, they handle the topic very well, like, supportively. It feels a bit advisory at times. With the fourth volume it's a bit different. It's not as on the nose as it was with the third one, but there's still this undertone of this is how you handle a situation the right way. Nothing against this because it's generally positive. Like there's no harm that is done in telling, like in trying to tell the reader like, look, this is a good way to handle it. But I just want to simply say that there's more than one way to roam. Like you can handle certain things in many different ways, and there's no right exact way. And I mean, this is not a self-help book, so I don't think that the book is actually like saying there's the one way and the only way. But that's my thoughts towards this. I think I'm gonna finish this today. I'm definitely gonna finish it. But I'm not gonna take it with me because it's too precious. So I'm gonna bring The Turn of the Key with me for the metro and the subway and start this one. And hopefully it will not like collide in my brain and make a mess. Like, okay. Lost my hat. I'll see you.
Oben beide zusammen.
6.
Ja. Runter.
2, 3,
4.
My camera is tilted. You think it's noticeable? Anyways, so I'm back at where I started. Back at the same position in my bed because it's now 9 o'clock in the evening. I just got home from practice, and tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow will be the parade. So we practiced a lot today, but I still got some reading done. I started The Turn of the Key, and I got until page 50, which excites me because that is a good sign. I have this kind of belief, that whenever I start a book and I get to page 50, it's promising to be a very good book. I'm doubting myself a bit at this point because with Imaginary Friend I read about 150 pages on the first day. So I was like, this is gonna be extra good. But the beginning was good, so it just like after the half mark it turned to garbage. But let's not talk about this because it gets me in a bad mood. Let's talk about The Turn of the Key. Super compelling so far. I really wanna like keep on reading. I have to get up very early today, so I'll see how far I'll get with that. But I also want to finish the Heartstopper that I started today. It was surprisingly okay to read those two at the same time because it has a different tone to it. And I also picked up something from a bookstore that I told you about, which I like ordered 3 months ago and I didn't really had it on my radar anymore, and I thought like it was cancelled, but apparently now I have it, and that is Doubt, the whole collection of Doubt. I don't know if this is good. Like, this is my one try of like reading something that I've never heard of before and seeing if I will like it. I kind of don't think so. Don't know why. I think it will be mediocre at best. But I was interested in it exactly because of that. Because normally when I read manga right now, it's all the big titles and I want to just catch up on what I've missed out on. And so naturally, they're gonna be good. and I'm gonna I kind of believe that manga is the greatest thing on the planet, because everything that I have in my hands turns out to be super amazing. So I really want to read something that underwhelms me. Tomorrow will be a busy day, by the way, so I don't know how much reading I will get done, but I will take my camera with me again, and I'm gonna try and do a better job of filming stuff. Irgendwas werde ich verwenden.
She getting naked. Seht ihr diesen Höhenunterschied von 3 Metern?
Nein, ich zieh's nur dann gleich aus, damit ich nicht komplett nackt da stehe.
Do it on camera. This is my mom. She's getting her dressed in culturally indigenous clothing from the Igorots. Not sure if this is gonna hear me.
Yeah, I don't know either. Maybe the mic is not good enough.
Hello! Hello! Introduce us. I'm Merlin.
Venus,
And we're the family from Lina.
we're Lena's actual family.
Yeah. Don't
By
tell
blood.
her. Yeah, by blood. Ay, und sie wieder. She's gonna get you. Just the bell just to fix the
Yes, that's the
so-called
given.
tapas.
Refresh.
Wow, there's no autofocus here. Let's go. Oh,
No,
autofocus.
it's no. Unfortunately.
Ta-da! You have to check it's below the knee.
Outfit tour!
Turn around, turn. Hey! Lena's wearing today bengetto.
Let me greet you with the first check-in of the day. I just came back from the parade. It was exhausting. It was a lot of fun. I am so glad that it kind of was it was a success, and that we managed to dance actually. We had some coffee and cake and some food afterwards. The other way around. First we had the food, then we had coffee and cake. And I wanted to talk about books. I just have to gather my thoughts for a second. So right now I have here with me The Turn of the Key, which I have read about 20 pages or so last night, and then I fell dead asleep. Nothing about my feeling really changed. I'm looking forward to reading this right now, so that's what I'm gonna do. That's the plan. But I also finished Heartstopper Volume 4. Heartstopper is a phenomenal comic series, graphic novel series. And the fourth volume especially is about mental health problems. Like the focus is very much on Charlie's issues, like mental health illnesses. And hello, Charlie. it's hard to describe for me, but I really appreciate the kind of normalization of mental health illnesses and talking about them, and like having a supportive system being shown. And I love the message of it's completely okay, we will get through it. The book felt a bit empty in a way, plot wise. There were just huge parts of the story that kind of happened off screen, but which I as a reader would have actually liked to see because they were the interesting parts. I'm gonna make myself some coffee now, and I'm gonna continue reading The Turn of the Key, and later a friend will pick me up and we're gonna go to his place and play Resident Evil with another friend. Got my coffee, got my hair removal roller thingy, and we're gonna talk about everything now. There's not much to talk about, I realize right now. Okay, yesterday evening I was at my friend's house and we finished playing Resident Evil 8, The Village. I fell asleep at the end because I was so tired from the day, and that was fun. That was lots of fun. Okay, now Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. Here we go. I want to read that today. I want to finish it. Ambitious again. Ambitious. Honestly, I managed to read that much in just 1.5 days, so maybe I can read this much, the other half of the book, in 1 day with more time. In the evening though, I'm gonna go to, again, friend's house, different friends this time. We're gonna watch horror movies, the Halloween movie series. I don't know which parts actually, but that was the plan, and playing cards. And besides everything, I realized that I had this, oh my god, I don't even know if you can see it. Yeah, this Doubt edition, which is now sitting on my shelf for 2 days. What are you looking in the trash for? You know what he loves to do? I'm sorry, that's besides the point. But my cat loves to take these sticky things that have hair on them that I've gotten rid of in my trash. He likes to take them like with his paw. I don't know, with his paw, and then they stick to his paw palm. And then he doesn't get rid of it, so he completely scratches them up into pieces, and then I have a bunch of sticky pieces on my floor. He loves to do that, and I hate seeing him do that because I have to clean this mess. What I wanted to say is that I got this edition and I didn't even open it. Like, that's how much I care for it. So let's do it right now, shall we? What was that? I don't want to ruin the books. I hope I didn't. But I want to know how they look inside. So let's try and figure that out. Okay. Okay. That's the second part. So this is the first part. That's the second part. Ooh. Oh, and the spine together is saying Doubt. I have no clue whether I will like this or not, but I have apparently a collector's edition of it right now at home. And that's it, really. When will I read this all? No clue, y'all. But I need to read the mangas that I showed you before Thursday, because Thursday I have my Japanese class and I want to finish them. And I feel so guilty, by the way. Like, real talk. I still have my coffee, yeah? So we're gonna get comfortable. I feel guilty whenever I mark a manga on Goodreads as read, and then it adds the number to my yearly goal, because I feel like I'm cheating the system. As well with audiobooks. Not that much anymore, because audiobooks still take a massive amount of time out of my day to be listened to, and some books I wouldn't even pick up if it wasn't for the audio version. So I'm a bit over feeling guilty for audiobooks. which by the way you shouldn't. I don't think that it's a problem to count an audiobook as a book. I know that there are some people who are viewing it differently, but I think that reading is reading, and audiobooks count as reading, as well as graphic novels should count as reading. But the problem that I have with graphic novels right now for myself is just that I am not at the stage where I accepted it like within me yet. Whenever somebody else reads a graphic novel, I have absolutely no problem with it. I feel like, yeah, that's a valid book, and there are so many graphic novels out there that are so cool, and if you want to read them as part of your yearly reading goal, do it, because it's amazing. But because my yearly goal is quite high for me, I wanted to read 69 books, and whenever like a graphic novel gets added to that list, I don't know, something, it doesn't feel as earned as if I would put The Turn of the Key there, even though I'm reading it probably as quickly as some of the manga. I just don't spend as much time on manga because it's like generally less text, as obviously, I mean, but nonetheless, like sometimes I'm busy, it takes me a week to read a manga. Sometimes I have like weekends off and I don't really care about my sleeping schedule, so I read The Turn of the Key in a day. Or books like Imaginary Friend just throw me off and I'm stuck with it for 2 weeks. That can also happen. Anyways, I don't really know. I just wanted to share that. Gonna return to The Turn of the Key now. And it's getting really exciting. I love this one. I hope it stays that way. It's like, oh, everything that I want right now. And I am glad that I saved it for especially this moment, because I feel like this picks up what I've left with Imaginary Friend like nothing else could. Rebuilt my trust in thrillers. See you soon. Okay, back to me again. Here is where the vlog is kind of abruptly coming to a halt. I wasn't really convinced of whether this vlog was good or not, but here we are, and here's your promised short remarks on The Turn of the Key. Honestly, this is like a really decent thriller with quite a lot of suspense elements. It's nothing special. I also feel like the twist has been done before. It's generally something that didn't blow me away in the end. It even underwhelmed me a bit. But I have to say, like, the story was definitely fun and worth reading it just to have like these peaks of thrills spread throughout the story. As I said, this is a short remark, as this vlog is already very long. I'm gonna just leave you here and say that thank you for watching if you came that far, and I'll see you at another time in another video.